Yep. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you. Guys, welcome back to the Adam Friedland Show. We got a big one this week. Ariel Pink is here. All right. But before we get to our guest, let's do the news. You guys cool with that? The news? All right, the news. Let's do it. The Biden administration shot down a balloon sent from China this week after an entire week of deliberation. While it would have been nice had he done it earlier, I'm glad we finally got the president to recognize some form of inflation. A new study is showing that the Democratic Party is rapidly losing the support of white people without college degrees. In an effort to reach out to uneducated whites, they've recently announced that they're adding chocolate chips to the vaccines. That's pretty good. Armie Hammer is resurfaced in his first public interview since being canceled for eating women, in what many are calling an effort to rehabilitate the star, or as he puts it, getting up for seconds. Mother of two in Argentina has quit teaching to sell erotic content full-time, reminding Argentina once again that you can take the Nazis out of Germany, but you can't take the slut out of being Latina. Last night, the Grammys awarded top prize to a transgender performer for the first time. The award was presented by Madonna, who appears to be transitioning herself into McGruff the crime dog. Look at her. Wow. Ugh. Ironically, like a virgin is what the artist said to the plastic surgeon when she asked her what her new vagina wanted to look like. A 9-year-old child in Pennsylvania has graduated high school. School administrators have praised the boy's tenacity, saying that if he puts his mind to it, he can do anything he wants, except, of course, grow pubes. Bitch. Bitch. Alec Baldwin might finally be facing jail time for the 2021 shooting of cinematographer Tara Lipinski, leading many to wonder what Alec Baldwin in jail would look like. And I think it would go a little something like this.
Oh, I'm in jail. Oh, I'm in jail. I'm Alec Baldwin. I killed a lady. I'm in jail. Feels pretty bad. I'm somebody's boyfriend now.
Comedy legend Robin Williams, everyone. Give it up for him. All right. Okay. Children and gay men everywhere are excited about the release of the new Harry Potter video game. But many are calling for a boycott due to J.K. Rowling's transphobic comments, to which she responded, "Why don't you grow a pair?" Grow a pair of what? Dealer's choice. It's rude. It's fucking rude. And finally, folks, the creator of disgusting Easter candy Peeps has died this week. Ira Bob Bourne passed away at age 98, leaving a note that said, "Goodbye, cruel world," before stuffing himself in a giant microwave. All right, guys. All right, enough. Okay, all right. Let's start the show. Ariel Pink is here. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Last week, the United States shot down a Chinese spy balloon over the coast of South Carolina. But we here at the Adam Friedland Show feel like shooting down the balloon was not enough. So we sent our own Nick Mullen over China in a balloon to collect evidence on what the fuck they're doing over there. So live via satellite, we have Nick Mullen. Nick.
Thanks for having me, Adam. Boy, I tell you, it's windy up here, and but I couldn't be any happier being a hot air balloon.
So Nick, I just want to say it's incredibly brave that you're doing this in response to the Chinese spy balloon.
What Chinese spy balloon?
So yeah, what's the first stop on your journey?
Well, it seems like I am right now passing through their education system. And I can say that I am highly impressed. Some of the math they're doing over here is absolutely insane.
Oh, from 30,000 feet. You can see that.
Yes, I can see it. Back to you, Adam.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's good to know. So can you tell us a little bit about what you're seeing? You're obviously floating over mainland China. Do you see any evidence of military installations, ICBMs, anything like that?
It seems they're up to their usual Chinese bullshit, Adam. There's a lot of karate going on. Surprisingly, they don't all look the same. Some of them are women.
Have you seen newts?
Military installations are first on the list. When I set out in this weather balloon, I said, if they're looking at our nukes, I'm going to look at theirs.
Okay. And
It appears they're forming a giant dragon, and they're all going into the dragon costume, forming some kind of human centipede.
I mean, that is simply terrifying.
It's disgusting, Adam.
Yeah. How about a quick traffic report? I guess you're floating above the roads and stuff.
Absolutely. The driving over here is absolutely crazy.
Is it?
It's wild. It's much different, a very unique style. You can see maybe a more of an Eastern philosophy.
Like a Confucian style of
A
driving.
Confucian style of driving that seems, frankly to me, dangerous and disgusting.
Now, tell me, has anyone spotted you up there?
I don't think anyone spotted me yet, probably due to my extreme skill as a hot air balloon pilot. But, oh no. I think I'm being tracked right now by 3 Chinese-style fighter jets.
Oh my God. Nick,
There's the faggot now.
wait, please be careful.
I'm doing my best. In fact, I'm going to try a technique I learned from the movie Top Gun, Maverick.
You can go Mach 10 in a balloon?
I'm trying.
So
And
tell me
now
what's
I'm-
going on now. Just stay on the phone, okay?
I'm drifting. It appears I'm still in China. Maybe a smaller version of China.
Wait, Nick, can you hold on one second? Dave, do you have his GPS location? No, yeah. Nick, Dave says you're over San Francisco right now.
I can't hear you, Adam. It seems that the signal's breaking up, but I have to get down there to get a closer look to see what all these Pfizer employees are up to, so we can get groundbreaking real content for the Adam Friedman show.
Nick, you're not in China though. You're in San Francisco, I believe.
Oh my God, somebody help me. They're having sex with me.
Nick? Your service is terrible, Nick. I think we lost him. And we'll be right back with Ariel Pink. Our next guest is one of the most influential indie musicians of the last 20 years. Please welcome Ariel Pink, everyone. Hi. You want to come out? You come this way. How's it going, man? Welcome. Give it up for this guy. We didn't do the on talk shows they do like a golf swing and then they do a little interchange.
Yeah.
Have you been on a talk show before?
Yes.
You did like Letterman or
I did Fallon
you did Fallon?
with Betty White. That was a good one.
She played a song with you?
No, she was just interviewed, I think, and I didn't get interviewed, but that's as close.
What
as I got.
song did you play?
I played Round and Round.
One of the songs of our lives, huh?
It was that was a
Have you
hoot.
have you written a song and been like, that's perfect? Did you write
No.
Round and Round? You're like, I just fucking crushed that shit.
No.
No?
I thought it was weird. It was
Really?
all credit must be given to the label for picking that as a single. I thought that was
You didn't like it?
a weird song.
Uh-huh. You can't really make something and like it.
Yeah,
If
and
you
I
want to
can't-
get better, you can't really
You can't
make
really
something-
plan for it. You can't plan for it.
Yeah.
You just have to basically, if it doesn't work, you just start over and do a new one.
Uh-huh.
So they're all kind of discarded.
Right.
It's kind of like you're always trying to make the perfect song.
And if you think about it after you've put it out, it'll drive you nuts.
Right. If you harp on it, if you're just like, okay, my life's over. I failed. No, you can just start a new song and try again, and maybe you'll get it right. You kind of don't want to get it right though, because you want to be prolific and have a body of work. But the whole point is to make the perfect song, so you don't have to do it anymore.
If you wrote the perfect song
I'd be done.
You'd be done.
I'd be my career would be over.
and you'd kill yourself.
Well, I mean, I just start doing another hobby
Painting?
or something. Yeah, or like gardening or something. Like
Really?
That. Yeah, it's therapy, right? You're supposed to get it out of your system.
Let's back up a second. So, a lot of people I told, we had Ariel coming on the show, and they're like, people that weren't familiar, I mean, people that are familiar were all fucking stoked.
They don't. Who's that guy?
A lot of people are like, I think especially in music, have been incredibly influenced by you. How would you choose to describe your own music?
I just say, like The Cure meets the Mothers of Invention or something like that. Or like that kind of thing. Like I just kind of like, or like a really shitty Doors cover band or something like that for my thing.
That's your thing.
Yeah, that's kind
Are
of.
you a Doors fan or no?
Oh man, I'm huge Doors fan.
You are, because I've talked crap about the Doors before on the show.
Uh-oh.
Because the musically, like Manzarek, everyone's fucking crushing it, but some of those lyrics are like, oh boy,
Manzarek really holds it down, so he can say whatever he wants on top of it.
Really, it is
It's kind of like Morrissey. It's kind of but Morrissey's lyrics are great.
I love Morrissey's lyrics.
Yeah. But Johnny Marr is holding it down behind all
In
of
the
it.
pocket.
So Morrissey doesn't really have to sing. He can
Right.
just go, oh.
Yeah.
And sing.
And he's got Johnny just
Yeah, no, just doodly doodly doodly.
Yeah.
Like
unreal. We were talking before the show. You had a very you had a very special guest at your bar mitzvah or something. Like, we're a bar mitzvah crasher.
My mom booked the Playboy Club in Century City on a Sunday,
Nice.
and none other than who walks up, but none other than Rodney Dangerfield walks up, and I think he was like he had forgotten his keys there or something like that from the night
Yeah.
before. But
Apparently he was a legendary coos hound, Rodney.
a coos hound. What's the coos hound? What's the coos?
It's I believe a dog that likes pussy.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Do you ever hear his album?
Yeah, Rappin' Rodney.
Rappin' Rodney.
Yeah, get no respect. No respect.
Yeah. But his song about getting no respect.
It's just his entire. It's his bits, just like as verses.
Yeah.
Like a Dr. Billy Moon Watts. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
No
So
respect,
he chilled at
no respect.
he chilled at your bar mitzvah with you?
He came in to pick up his keys, and I happened to see him, and that was.
Did he shake your hand and tell you you're a man now?
Yeah. He was like, oh yeah. You're 13. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh wow.
Did you have sex with his wife? He's like, I went to a bar mitzvah recently.
Which
This boy, Ariel Rosenberg, he fucked my wife.
But I'm actually not even Jewish. Right?
I know, your dad's Jewish.
Yeah, my dad's.
You
Jewish.
do it for to be in the entertainment industry.
I don't think Jews would even be around today if it wasn't for Christians. Like Christians keep them in. The Jews are like, we are the part of the story. Hey, we're the chosen people. Because Christians, were WikiLeaked everywhere. So.
What do you mean?
I mean, like the word, the gospel was like sort of was told, the story spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
And it's the story of the Jews. So the Jews are like kind of like there to like sort of like reap dividends from the story. And so I think that like Jews would have been a cold. Nobody would care about them, and they wouldn't be around anymore if it wasn't for the Christians popularizing them everywhere. To people, to being like having the story, their story like told.
Do you think it is the greatest story ever told? I've heard better stories.
Is that what it is? Is that I thought
What?
that was a small world after all, or something like that.
What? No, they say that the story of Christ is the greatest story ever told.
I don't know.
But like, Boogie Nights is better than that. It's pretty good. He's got a big cock. His mom's mean to him. He goes into porn. Then he starts doing too much coke. Then there's a coke deal with Thomas Jane. Yeah, that's a pretty good story too, pretty much.
That's the story of the Jews.
That's the story of Dirk Diggler.
Yeah, but like the story of porn is the story of the Jews. It's like.
Do you think Jews? I heard this before on the internet too, that Jews are responsible for porn.
Well, like Hollywood too. Oh my God. I mean, am I gonna get like?
No, you can say whatever you want. It's America, baby.
Well,
Bob Guccione is a Jew?
Shmuel Geltfish.
Shmuel Geltfish.
Shmuel Geltfish.
We
is
found
the
out
one-
before the
is-
show
is-
that Samuel Goldwyn's name was Shmuel Geltfish.
Shmuel Geltfish actually started.
Ariel wrote it down on this card. And on the other side of the card I have, I heard recently that LL Cool J is a Republican. You ever vibe out to any of that? That's my good question. But then you wrote Shmuel Geltfish and Scott Rudin and Scientology. Anyway, but we can get to all of that. Okay, this is interesting stuff. Well, I don't know where we're at right now, but
I should light my
oh yeah, you're
cigarette.
saying that about that you think that Jews are intrinsically attached to the history of pornography?
intrinsically. Well, I mean, the history of movies.
I'll tell you one
of
thing.
movies
I'll tell you one thing,
in
sir.
general, not pornography.
They
just
had to
movies.
find people to act in them, except for Ron Jeremy is Jewish. I think.
They're all Jewish.
Not, they're not. Lexington Steele is not Jewish.
I don't know. I just think that like conceptually, it was probably Jewish. I don't know. I'm not trying to blame it on them.
I mean, Jews went into show business. That's for sure.
That's all I'm saying.
So yeah,
So
okay.
that's-
and then they opened theaters.
They
and
opened
stuff
everything. They
in
did the whole
America.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they made pretty good movies. You got to admit that.
Oh, I'm the best. The best.
Yeah, yeah.
That's. I mean, you love it. It's all.
Do you
Jews.
like porn?
Yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, I don't like it. It's like a crutch, right? I mean,
I haven't been doing it. I mean, not acting. I mean, I haven't been watching it.
that's great. So that means you're single, right?
No, if I'm single, I'm watching a ton of it.
Okay.
If I'm single, you just jack off, go to sleep. That's what life is. That's just how you go to sleep.
No, well, no, I mean, that's if you're an incel. But
What do you mean if you're an incel?
I mean, single
You
and
could be
incel are
getting
totally
it-
different. When I say single, I mean that you're just basically you're single and you're ready to mingle, like James Brown said.
No, yeah, no, I'm in a relationship.
Okay,
so,
gotcha.
Yeah, I just don't, she's in the house. I'm not like, oh, I'm going to go watch.
Does she like?
I'm going to go watch Gianna Michaels in the other room real quick. I'm going to go watch a little bit of Gianna. Have you seen her? She loves it. She
Gianna?
loves having sex, that girl. She
Gianna?
loves it. Yeah. She loves having
Not,
sex.
I'm not even sure if she's a woman, really.
She has a vagina, so.
She's a little bit big for me.
You like them smaller?
I just don't.
I just like enthusiasm, I think. That's what I'm into.
Star quality is undeniable.
Yeah. I like it when they're a star. Yeah.
All right, so
I like it when they can sing, when they can act, when they can dance. Yeah, no.
I dated a porn star once.
You did? Who?
She actually dumped me for Metis Yahoo.
You got dumped for him?
Yeah, he was ready to tie the knot, and
Really?
she was just like, "We're not really working out, are we?"
You know that what's her name? Mia Khalifa. We can take this all out. Anytime you ask her about porn, she's like, "Fuck you." She's like, "I'm a sports journalist," but it's like,
I know.
but everyone knows her from wearing a hijab and giving a blowjob. We've all seen it. We've all seen it.
I think her entire porn career was like the span.
It was like 6 months or something.
Or like 3 weeks or something.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah,
where
yeah.
She did like.
But she's huge. Like if you go on the
No,
like
she's-
top
yes.
ranked on like X videos, she's like still
she left
number
him wanting
one.
more for sure.
How does she do it? I like stardom. I like star power. So you worked. Speaking of movies, you were in a deleted scene from the Safdie brothers, Heaven Knows What, with friend of the show Doug Levinson,
Yeah.
Mr. Entertainment himself.
Yep, I didn't even know that he was famous when I was serenading him.
What was it like meeting Doug?
It was great. I mean, I was actually trying out for the part of Ilya in the Safdie brothers movie, and they subjected me to a 2-day, dead of winter. Yeah, no, it was freezing cold out in Christmas, and it was, I forgot what year it was, but I was just spanging. I was on the sidewalk, begging,
Spanging?
begging for money.
Oh, busking.
Busking. Well, they call it spanging here.
What's spanging? That sounds like a European form of masturbation.
I don't know. I think it's just spanging is just
Whatever. So you were like busking, and then he yells at you.
And then he's like, he's like, stop it! You're not an artist.
That's a really good Doug.
And
Wait, you were saying how do people become characters, and you just did Doug perfectly. Do I do it again? You're no
Like-
artist.
you're no artist.
That's good.
You're no artist. Art and artist respect silence. It's the foundation of creativity.
Do you agree with that statement?
No,
You like it loud.
I walked Bill Graham up on stage. Who are you?
He said he
You're nothing.
He said he meant Dylan
He's like, yeah, I walked Bob Dylan off on stage. Who are you?
and the Dead.
And the dead Bill Graham, 1965. Who are you?
He's perfect. This
You're
is
nothing.
That's actually perfect.
You'll never be anything.
He's
ever.
doing it perfect.
Ever.
How are you doing it so good?
I can do lots of things good.
What else? What other impressions do you have? Do Manson.
I'm gonna.
Do Charlie.
You have to ask me the right question. You have to be like, who is Charlie?
So, Errol, who is Charlie Manson? No, very good. Let's give it up for that, guys. Let's give it up for that. I'm nobody. Yeah. We were talking about how mediocre his music was before the show.
But we're also talking about like how George W. Bush would be a great star as a great
They
Charles
have
Manson.
similar affect.
Yeah, like fool me once, fool me twice.
Yeah, they're kind of this.
Like-
Thing, yeah.
Hula, I'm not a joker, man.
Yeah.
I gotta smoke them out of their holes. Oh, I'm nobody.
But it's almost as if, like, if he was a better musician, maybe he wouldn't have killed those people. Like, if Hitler was a better painter, maybe he wouldn't have done the Holocaust where 6 million Jews died.
But like, and maybe he would have done the killing himself.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe they
wouldn't-
both would have killed somebody if they had the guts.
Right, yeah.
They were cowards, though.
Oh, yeah, Hitler didn't...
None of them did any of that.
Well, I guess in World War I, maybe he killed someone.
They just took the credit for it.
Yeah.
We gave them the credit for it.
Yeah, they
were sacrificial lambs.
They were clout chasers.
Yeah,
or they were clouded. I don't know how to say it.
you want me to be.
Wait, you went on Tucker. Did you ask him about the dead? Because I think he was a deadhead.
Oh yeah, he is.
I think he's a deadhead.
He was a deadhead. I saw that picture when he was.
There was that picture of him, yeah, with the dead crew. Were you ever into the Dead?
No, but I was into. I had friends who were very into the Dead. They were into Fish, and they were into.
Fish, that's a piece of crap band, no?
Osric Tentacles.
That's a real
Fish
piece of
sucks.
shit.
Fish sucks is a compliment, though.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think Trey Anastasio is a. He used to be an Ariel Pink fan. I don't know if he is anymore.
Oh,
after
so
rehab.
you're being too political right now.
What?
You don't want to say they're crap because he likes you?
No, I'm just saying it's a little bit more complicated. Fish sucks is what all fans say about. Like,
I heard the
Fish
drum.
sucks!
Oh, I heard the drummer got in trouble for some child
For-
stuff.
I thought it was there was a vacuum involved or something like that.
He got his dick sucked with a vacuum
Something like that on stage.
by a child. I thought that there was something about how he was getting in.
I just heard that.
Fish heads are like, listen, he was getting into photography and he was just taking pictures of this kid.
There's got to be.
And it's a misunderstanding.
Well, I heard that John Mayer has quite a list
Of what?
conquests. He's a member
Of
of the Dead.
girls?
He's in the Dead. I used to
Like that.
I was raised around the Happy Minyan, which is just like like the Orthodox Jewish contingent that they pretty much worship the dead. They're complete.
That was a thing?
There's a whole. They believe that that weed is like mandated in the Bible.
Oh, because it opens up your third eye.
They say that there's some sort of some place in the Bible or in the Old Testament where it's a holy plant, and that's
Yeah,
like, okay.
it comes from the earth.
So they are like religiously, they're like Hasidic almost
Stoners.
Stoners, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Perry Farrell was one of them too, actually, for a little while,
Really?
just for a second.
Yeah. He went Orthodox Jewish?
Well,
wow,
he's-
Hollywood really is all Jews.
Well, he was. I think he was like raised that I think, as well.
Yeah. I can't believe Matis Yahoo stole your girlfriend, bro.
Just for a second, then he dumped her.
He dumped her?
Yeah.
Was he? But he's like
had, like, 3 kids.
He's not Orthodox anymore. Now he's like he doesn't have a beard and stuff
Well,
anymore.
that's what got him kicked out of the whole thing. He cut his beard off, and that was a big no for the whole community. It was like Dylan going electric. It was kind of like complete blasphemy.
I remember like my
wonder if the
mom gave me the
Rastafarians still
CD.
embraced him.
She like came into my room and I feel really bad about it in retrospect. My late mother was like a kid. She's like, I got you a CD. She's like, you like reggae, don't you? And I was like, yeah. She's like, this guy's a rabbi and he does reggae. And I was like, Mom,
This
get the
guy's-
fuck out of my room. That sounds awful. Like no one will ever fucking like that. And then I went to school and then like my non-Jewish friends were like, yo, do you hear this fucking rabbi that does reggae? And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I
So
think I said-
even the rappers liked him.
I think I called my mom gay. I was like, Mom, you're fucking gay. And I was like, which in I feel so bad about it in retrospect. You said that you were fascinated by Morrissey.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I love.
But you had a quote. You had a quote that I read where you were like, the Twitter mob is like the Hutu genocide in Rwanda. I was like, I was like, if I heard Morrissey say it, that was like, that could have been Morrissey
I think
saying that.
I was the first to say that, and I think it's been picked up by Tucker and by all that.
They said it's like, but it's not as bad as the Rwandan genocide. Let's be
Not
real.
yet, not yet. It's getting
They're
there.
not- but it's not as bad as a.
No, but
ethnic
but in the
cleansing.
Rwandan genocide was just like a propaganda campaign that started on the radio and just was like, oh yeah, they're cockroaches. Oh yeah, we have to, all that kind of stuff. Like,
Oh, so you're saying it could be?
it's that's pre-genocidal speech that we're entering into this whole, and the whole cancel culture thing is part of that too.
You were talking about dead shows and like the scene around dead shows. Did you see any similarities at January 6th as like like was there a lot? Were people doing balloons and stuff?
No,
Devil sticks maybe?
no.
Yeah.
I feel like it was much more like a like a Tupperware convention or something like that. There was a bunch of
Yeah.
1,000 Martha Stewarts that were bustling around.
You're a fan of Trump, right?
I'm MAGA.
You're MAGA.
Straight up, yeah.
Okay, so were you a political person prior to that? Like, did
I'm
politics?
I'm still not political.
But you just like him.
I
Like
just-
politics has never informed your art before.
No, I
right?
mean, politics has been irrelevant and always to me. I mean, I'm not like I've never voted before that, but he was the sort of like the trigger that sort of like made the whole system sort of flinch, and basically the powers that be that are behind everything sort of like got revealed, And
when Donald Trump became the president.
when they basically, because of their hate, they basically
It's pretty funny he became the president, even still.
it's a testament to how great this country is.
I mean,
But
like
that won't
that-
happen again, though.
The guy from Apprentice became the president. That's pretty funny.
That's brilliant. That means that you can be president. That means I can be president.
I don't think I could be president.
No, you just have to have the will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like if you wanted
I'm not
to,
popular enough.
well, you could just say you're fired.
You're fired. Yeah,
you
people
could-
love that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, no, you're not fired. I
joking.
was just kidding. I was acting. That was acting. I became
See,
a
you could be
character.
president.
So leading up to that, you got really into him, and then you were like,
I just got.
you wanted to go see the king.
No,
You
yeah.
wanted to see him gig.
I want to see the last gig ever, on the
Yeah.
White House lawn, and I just went there, and there was a concert. There was like a triple bill. There was like Ron Jr. or Don Jr. or whatever. And
You
then
think he's,
Giuliani.
but he doesn't have the sauce. Don Jr. doesn't.
No, Don Jr. definitely has a sauce.
You think he's got the same magic as the old man? Come on, bro.
He's got similar magic. He's got even better magic, maybe.
You think he has better magic than the old man?
It's the same magic. I like the Ivanka too as well.
Well,
They all got they all got Trump, man. They're all Trump.
But they're not as funny as him.
No,
He
they're
is
not.
so funny. I
He
mean,
is-
like
he
I'm a
is-
comedian, and all of us are like,
Dude,
comedy
he's-
is dead because
he's
the
the Don Rickles.
the finest
of
comedian
politics.
in the world has become the president of the United States.
The best Twitter artist of all time.
His Twitter was amazing. Do you
But
remember?
I just think it's pathetic that we treated him that way. Personally, I just think
treated him like what?
that we threw him off Twitter, and he inspires me. Like to me, it's like it's not about winning either. Like for me, like I will vote. I'll be pro Trump if he loses forever because I'm voting for the loser, in my opinion. I should be allowed to vote for the loser and not get punished for it.
Well, yeah, people vote for the loser.
But
Oh, but you're saying you
what I'm
got
saying is like
kicked off your label after you.
yeah, I
were
mean, I
there.
voted for the loser. What? That's punishment enough, right? I mean, like, why do you have to fucking cancel me after I fucking voted for the loser?
You think he's heard your Round and Round?
He's played it. It's actually played at his rallies.
They play Round and Round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm on the playlist,
What?
so I
You got in there?
dude, I'm sure.
Oh my
I'm
God!
sure Baron's rocking.
They
it
play.
every
They
day.
drop Tiny Dancer, then they drop Round and Round.
Yeah,
Dude,
They did.
that's huge. You get paid off that?
I don't think so. I think that probably got it's probably got taken off lots of playlists because of that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's had an effect on your career in music, right? So you got dropped from Mexican Summer, and
Yeah.
but in your opinion, are there other there are other Republicans in the music industry, right?
No.
There aren't.
No.
Well, I got a
I mean,
list right here.
there's
Gene Simmons, Dave Mustaine, Johnny Ramone, best friends with what's his name? Fucking
they're all
Brown
they're
Bunny.
dead. I mean,
Vincent Gallo and Johnny Ramone, best friends.
by the way,
Alice Cooper.
hey, I got a good story about that. By the way,
What?
Vincent Gallo made my year. He said my best performance was the Coachella Meltdown, and I was like, really? You were there? You were at the Coachella Meltdown? So that was the show that I did in 2010 when I didn't sing, and it was reported as a meltdown. I was just,
What happened?
I was just upset at my my bandmates for something. But
What'd they do?
well, it was just a case of like, like we had rehearsed a certain way in a certain configuration, and when everybody went up to the stage, I was kind of like lagging behind them because I had something, and then they set up straight with the amps looking out. So I was like, you guys are when I showed up, I was just like, you guys fucked it up. It's like not gonna work. And so I was ready to stop the show, and so I after 2 songs, I walked off to the back, and I was like, thank you for, thank you.
And Gallo gave you props on
No,
that?
no. So I did then my team, like my booking agent, the promoter, the publicist, were all coming up. They're like, what are you doing? And I'm done. The show's done. It's after 2 songs, and then they're like, no, you can't. You have to go back up there. And I looked to Geneva, my ex, and for support, and she just said, yeah, go back up there. And I was just like, fine. I just went back up there, and I just put on my glasses and just leered at them the entire time. And
they played
and
the
the band
music.
played the songs, the set the same. And I just stood there. But anyway, apparently, Gallo is in the audience watching that with Johnny Ramone,
Best friends.
and Johnny Ramone told him that it was the best performance he had ever seen by anyone ever.
Wow.
And I was just like, wow, you made my year. When he told me that story, I didn't know it. So yeah.
Daddy Yankee, another Republican.
What about Mini Daddy?
Who's Mini Daddy?
Daddy Yankee, but like miniature version.
Oh, like Doctor, like Mini Me.
Like soy más lindo, niño
Yeah.
más lindo.
Is that a real guy?
Yeah, Mini Daddy.
Mini Daddy. They
Yeah,
go
yeah.
on tour together?
I think it's his like nephew or something like that.
Someone said that Gasolina was about peeing on a girl's private parts.
Oh.
When the girl says "Dame más gasolina," she wants to have her privates peed on.
Maybe it's kind of like putting the gasoline into the thing, though. I think that's more like.
Sounds unhygienic to me.
I don't think it's pissing on it.
It's not pissing.
I mean, unless you're doing like the Zoolander thing where you're like flinging the gasoline like everywhere. Like,
That's very funny.
it's flammable. It's like dangerous,
Yeah, Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Yeah.
Good movie.
It's,
You know what else? I was looking. Frankie Avalon, Jersey Boys, big Republican.
okay, yeah, but you're picking the.
Billy Ray Cyrus,
This is the boomer crowd.
Al Jolson. You could work with Al Jolson.
Anybody over 40 is going to be a Trump supporter. I mean, or was a Trump supporter.
So there wasn't any brown acid at January 6th.
No,
No one took the bad
maybe
batch.
at the Capitol, but no.
Maybe at the Capitol they took the bad batch.
I think that there was Burning Man. There was some sort of Burning Man thing.
Was there a Burning Man aesthetic?
I think so. I think they had
Like what? Like
Mike Pence burning like on
hula
like a stick or
hoops?
something.
Oh, but no, that kind. Okay.
I don't know. I think
Not like hula hoops.
no. There weren't any glow sticks or anything like that, but it was still early in the day, I think.
I listened to a new song you did with one of the guys from Mumford and Sons
Oh yeah.
about Hunter Biden's laptop.
Yep.
But it's like Christmas kind of.
You're right. It was Christmas.
It's a Christmas song about Hunter Biden's laptop.
It was sort of just a way to cap off the.
Kind of a good song.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
I kind of liked it.
It's
But you've never done political music prior to.
no. It was.
Yeah.
It was. I also have never done like novelty parody music really, except if you consider my entire career that.
I think that probably people just take it really seriously if it's like steeped in like politics and like whatever.
They really
you
take,
kind of-
they take the Hunter Biden laptop stuff.
Yeah, they're like now he's doing
like, how dare they?
conspiracy theory.
No, but
Christmas-
It's funny that they think it's conspiracy. It's like it's undisputable.
Oh,
I
that
what-
he has a laptop.
it's
Oh
more like
yeah,
where
people
I-
found his laptop.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you see his penis?
people?
He's got a
I mean,
nice one.
I'm sure he does.
There's a picture of it on his laptop.
I mean, I think Hunter would be. I'd like to party with him. He'd be cool.
I feel like we were goofing around and then we started talking about politics and it got serious.
Yeah,
for
why
me.
did you do that?
I don't know. I thought it was like we could like say it
You
in a
said,
little.
you said you were going to do that at the end, and then, like
I thought it was. Well, I
that's
thought it
the
was
end.
wrapping up.
Okay, that's it.
Does that like, did that bother you? You can tell
I
me
thought
too.
I know. I thought it was gonna last longer. That's all.
Do you get nervous before you play shows?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm nervous all the time. That's my comfort zone. That's
Well,
basically.
you're Jewish. So am I.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, you're half Jewish. He's fake Jewish. This guy.
Yeah. That's why I'm not that good at it.
No, we're not good at it at
Yeah.
all.
No, you're good at
And we're
it.
constantly shitting our pants and stuff.
I'm not shitting my pants.
I poop my pants like once every 2 years.
Have you ever pooped your pants?
Yeah. On the record.
Like, have you ever really pooped it?
I pooped my pants at Nick's house once.
I pooped my pants.
Middle of the day.
Pooped my pants one
Let's
time.
hear about it.
I was in Lisbon.
Portugal.
I was sick. I sneezed.
And then a poop came out.
I mean, like fucking, like it was Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, man. It was fucking, my trousers fell down.
Like a cartoon.
It was yeah, no, it was like.
But you're saying from the force of the poop you're
from the force of this, because I was so congested. that
Wait,
I
so you're saying
sneezed,
that it had
and
like,
it basically came out the other fucking.
it was
end.
like a cannon.
I felt like the oldest man that ever existed. Like,
Wait, it just blasted through the
it didn't-
material?
there was nothing coming out of my nose, nothing coming out of my mouth.
Really?
It was a nightmare. It was.
See,
it
this
was
is good
insane.
stuff here.
Yeah, this is like some real bloopers.
I
Yeah.
pooped my pants at Nick's house, and I was sitting on a camping chair, and there was a brown spot on it afterwards. Yeah.
That's the worst.
And I pooped my pants on the subway train once when I moved to New York. I used to tell this story on stage, and because I was going through a breakup, and I thought that I realized one morning, I was like, I haven't had a vegetable in 6 months. I've just hated my ex-girlfriend too much to eat vegetables. And then I made mad smoothies and stuff. And then that night, it was like my body couldn't handle real food. And I was wearing shorts. It was 2 a.m. on the subway. I was wearing shorts, and I crapped my pants, and then there were like nurses, like old ladies getting off a shift, and they were like, "Oh hell no!" Like people were like pissed at me, and I got in trouble. And then
You got in trouble, of course.
I got in trouble. Everyone's laughing at me and stuff, and I'm like crying. I'm like, and then I
They
kept
probably
saying,
just left it there too.
I kept saying I'm new to the city. No, I was wearing shorts like this, so I was going like this.
You were manspreading.
No, because I didn't want the turds to come out, and then
Oh my God.
Then I got to Bushwick.
So the turds were coming out like coming out the
No,
bottom. like
but I felt like
squeezing
if
out?
I stood up, then the stuff could fall. I was just wearing boxers
So,
and shorts.
so you could feel the clumps that were basically.
I
like
felt
red.
it in there, dude.
Was it
And
were
then
they rocky or was it smooth or what?
They were wet, but they were definitely in clump form. And then I left the train. I walked back to my apartment, and there were turds like falling, like a golden like Goldilocks.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, like-
like a trail. And then I was like, and then I saw there was a fire. I used to tell this on stage. There was a fire hydrant, like it was like New York City and Bushwick in the summer. So they popped.
You use it as a bidet.
I used it as a bidet. Yeah, and I did it before I went in my apartment. And then there were
So it
a
was
bunch
like
of
so you probably like interrupted some kids that were doing like
just a sad Jewish man.
they
with
were
his
like doing
asshole.
they were doing like hopscotch or
Yeah.
like jumping jacks or whatever like on the sidewalk with the water
Yeah.
going like a perfect summer day.
Yeah, no. It
And
was
then you came over and washed your ass on their.
I
fucking-
washed my ass. Well, it was the middle of the night, so I thought no one would see. So I took boxers, shorts off. So it was
Wow.
just t-shirt, penis, ass, and then I just put it on the hydrant, and then a bunch of fucking Spanish kids, like I think they're
Of course, the Spanish kids.
Spanish kids pull up on me. They see me and they're like, "Oh, are you gay?"
Oh yeah, maricon.
They said I was gay.
They- maricon, they called you
said I was-
maricon.
Yeah, they're saying that I was being a homosexual because homosexuals
like,
enjoy
"No,
blasting fire hydrants into their asses.
You don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, we all poop our pants, you know.
But why were you naked in the middle of the street?
Because I was walking back to my apartment, I didn't want to walk in with fucking poo on my
You just
thighs
kept,
and
you
stuff.
just, so you just disrobed it in the,
I thought
street?
no one was out. It's 2 a.m. It was like literally, maybe it was even 3 a.m. It was
That's,
like,
that's
there was
amazing
no
how
one out.
You were willing to be that vulnerable. That's.
I thought I was being sneaky.
And then the Mexicans came up, the
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans, whatever.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, you're gay," and I was like, I'm sorry."
Oh my God, man!
It's pretty funny.
Did they help you out at least?
No, they laughed at me.
Did you have your keys on you?
I had them in my shorts, and then I ran. I remember
no,
running
did you-
because I was
hope you
half a
didn't
block from my
destroy the
apartment. I ran and I put my t-shirt over my penis. I was just running.
Oh
And
my
I
God!
ran to my apartment. Yeah.
This is like a real story. This is what I feel like this is what the show is about.
That's what it's about.
It's for you to confess this event. This has all been like sort of working up to this.
I've been confessing this event for years.
Oh, this is like a staple of every show kind of thing?
No, I used to say it on stage, and then it kind of got
Played out?
You got played out. Yeah, you can't play the same track for too long.
I guess so.
You know.
Well, I'm glad you
It
told
was my
me.
round and round.
It's
No, I mean I'm just a massive fan of yours.
no
Seriously, for me,
no respect, no respect.
no respect at all.
I mean, Dangerfield, man.
I know.
One trick pony.
The man was a joke machine.
He's a genius.
You could watch those sets. It's like
And it's just like telling jokes.
you watch. It's just jokes.
Just a jokes. It's like
it's like 800
set up and then a hook, and it's just like it's
set
like a
up,
joke.
punch tag, set
yeah,
up,
it's
punch
like
tag.
you could
Yeah.
you could have it in a book and just read it out, and it'd be, but you couldn't do it.
in a
on
like
TV.
in a 30-minute set, he's telling like 900 jokes.
And he's not interacting with anybody. He's just
No.
interacting with his jokes. He's just telling the jokes one after the other, and you can't interrupt him.
Well, because he's on stage.
Because that'll like interrupt his flow or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like I'm in the middle of a joke.
Yeah. What are you drawing? Oh, sick. Who are you most surprised to find out was a fan?
I don't even pay attention to that.
You don't
stuff.
even pay. I keep a list of everyone who's a fan of the show. Everyone famous. There's too many to count. But yeah, I do have a list.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. There's so many amazing people out there that I'm honored to be in the midst.
Yeah. Let's come up with like an out that seems like natural but unnatural. So I'll ask you a stupid
Put me on
question.
the spot. Okay.
I'll ask you. No, you just put yourself in the position of like you're like George Burns and you're on Carson or something. You know? Yeah. I think you're like that's good, right? Okay. Did you ever meet Steve Stifler's mom?
Only once when I was 21.
All right. I think that's been a good one. Ariel Fig. Thanks a lot, brother.